Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to organize your Google Drive. So this is just a Google Drive that I have that I don't really use. Up here you can see some quick access. So these are ones that either I've used a lot or I've used recently. It'll change up here. I don't believe there's any really way to get rid of those. It's just going to be kind of a quick access. If you use these a lot, those are going to show up there. Getting into the organization, you can see I've created folders, and I'm going to create another one just to show you how to do it. But this is the easiest way to organize your Google Drive. So you can see I have history, math, and science classes. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add a new folder. So you go up here, hit new, and then hit folder. You can also upload folders. So if you have one on your computer, you can upload it this way. You can also just drag it straight in from your files, which I can show you in a little bit. But I'm just going to add a folder. We're going to name this business. If the student has a business class or something, so create that folder. It's going to show up here. Before we get into how to put things into your folder, I'm going to show you how to organize your folders. So if you go over here to where it says name, right now they're organized by name. You can also do it by last modified and modified by me. So whenever you make changes within that folder, that's the order it's going to be. So if I change math and then I change the history one, the order is going to be history, math, business, science. So it's going to change based on how you modify it. You can also do it last opened by me. I think the best way is by name. So right now they're alphabetical. If you hit this arrow, it's going to be opposite alphabetical order. So this is just alphabetical order. Now getting into how do you put things into a folder. So as you're making documents, I made a few examples, just random stuff, named different things. As you're making documents, they'll automatically show up in the files of your Google Drive. So if I'm on Google Docs and I create something, it's going to automatically save to your Google Drive, and they're all just going to show up down in these files. I only have 4, but as you get more, they'll just keep showing up here. In order to put them in a folder, you simply left click and hold, and then drag it to the folder you want it in. This is the easiest way to get it to a folder. So you just hover it over that folder you want to put it in and let go. You see it disappears from the files and it goes into this folder. So if you go into the folder, there it is. So it's not going to show up unorganized in your file anymore. So let's go ahead and move the rest of them into their correct folders. And then this one is business. So now you have nothing down here, which is kind of nice because you don't have to worry about, oh, where is that document? You can specifically look in each folder. Let's say that you wanted some extra documents, so you don't have a folder for a document, but you just want to keep it down here, but you didn't like the view like this. You can click this button up here and it'll be a list view. And it also does that for your folders. So it'll put it in the list, and the same thing, it's alphabetical, or however you want to organize that way. But it's just going to be in a list. I personally like it this way a little bit better, just because I like having a list, but some people like to have it kind of in this view up here. So let's go back to that. If we go into a folder, let's say that you have a project for your business class. You can create folders within a folder. So you can do that by doing this, hit new folder, and you can also do it by new and hit a folder. Because you're inside this folder, it should create a folder. Let's just name this one project 1, create. It'll add you that folder because you're inside the business folder. It'll add that folder inside of the first folder. So that is how you add folders inside of a folder, and you can keep going infinitely. So you can add another folder in this one, and so on and so forth. I think the folders are the best way for students to organize their Google Drive. So I would recommend that students add their class folders here in their main drive, and then within each class you can create other folders for projects, homework, assignments, study guides, they can do that and break that down further into their class. Or there's another possibility if they have different classes first semester than second semester, or if your school's on trimesters, they could have their main folders be semester one, freshman year, and then go into that semester one, freshman year, and then have their classes in that semester, and then break it down each more and add more stuff here. But it's kind of up to them if they'd rather have all their classes on their main drive, or if they'd like to break it down even further into semesters or years. Kind of up to them, but the idea is the same. Adding folders is the same. Now I want to go into how do you add files from your main computer. So how do I add files from here onto my Google Drive? Well, there's two ways to do this. One, I could simply drag this and drop it into the Google Drive tab over here, and just add it simply to the Google Drive. One problem with that is it's not very specific on which Google Drive. So you can see that there's multiple copies of different files, and that's because it's my other drive. So if you have multiple accounts, this isn't the best way. But if you want to add a file, you can go here and upload files, and then that's going to take you the same way, and you just select which files you want to do. Let's go here. So I have all these files I could select. Let's do this one, open, and then it's going to put it in there. It's going to take some time, but it should upload that file into my Google Drive, and that's how you get them off of your computer onto your Google Drive. I'm gonna hit cancel just because it's gonna work, but it might take a little bit. That's how you get your files off of your computer onto your Google Drive. And you can also do the same thing with folders. I don't have any folders on my computer right now that have anything in them. I mean, I have this one, but it's empty, so that's not going to work. You have to have stuff in your folder to upload that. But that's how you get files and folders off of your computer onto Google Drive. One last thing before I go. In order to add specific documents or slides or whatever you want to do to a class, you simply go into that class and then hit new and Google Docs, and it'll open up Google Docs, but it should save. Let's just name this something and type something so it saves. And if we go back here, yes. Oh, there's the file I added from my computer. So it is going to add there. It won't add into a specific thing unless you're in that class. But if you add new documents or slides or whatever you want to add while you're inside a class, it'll add it to that specific class. So that'll help students not have to add a document here and then drag it into the class. If they open up the class and then hit a new document, sheets or slides, and all of these ones over here, it'll add directly into this class. And then let's say this is part of my project one, I can drag and drop there, or I could also open this up and hit new here. So that is basically it for organizing Google Drive. The best way to do it is with folders, and you can make those folders as small or as detailed as possible by simply creating folders within folders within folders. And then to get documents inside those folders, you can either drag them and drop them in a folder, or you can go inside the folder you want it and add it from there and go this way. And then you also can add files from your computer on there. But I think that is it for the organizing Google Drive. Thank you.